So most people think that pizza is bad, right? Like pizza is unhealthy, pizza has too many calories, pizza has too many carbs, pizza has too much fat, you need to work out tomorrow to make up for the pizza that you ate, like you should only eat the pizza on the weekends. Like we have all of these beliefs about pizza and none of them are actually true. And I want to explain why. But before I do that, I want to quickly introduce myself in case you don't know me. My name is Madison. I am a certified integrative nutrition health coach, and I am the leading authority in helping women to end the control that food has over them so that they can actually feel totally free and totally confident in their food choices and body and have the mental space and the energy to focus on the things that they really care about. So the belief that pizza is bad is actually one of the biggest myths in the health industry that I hear and see all the time. This belief that certain foods are good and certain foods are bad, and I totally get why you buy into that. I have been there. I have totally been on the been in that good versus bad mentality, and everyone is constantly telling us like, eat this, not that. Pizza is bad, salad is good, vegetables are good, ice cream is bad. Like we have all of these, rules and beliefs and people telling us constantly what we should and shouldn't be eating. So of course we fall into that, good versus bad thinking. That is completely normal and I completely understand that. But if it were true that pizza is bad and unhealthy, or that there's certain healthy or unhealthy foods, then we'll just use pizza for this example. If it were true that pizza is bad and pizza is unhealthy, then everybody who eats pizza would have bad health. And we all know that's not the case. I am proof right here. I eat plenty of pizza. I have no health problems. My health is actually the best it has ever been in years. And when I actually was eating, perfectly clean and perfectly healthy, and I wasn't eating any bad or unhealthy foods, I actually was terribly unhealthy. My hormones were totally out of balance. I had like severe back pain for literally 2 years. I couldn't sleep. My anxiety was through the roof. I had all of these major health problems, and I just kept thinking like, oh, I just need to cut, one more bad food out. I must be eating something that's bad. Let me just eat more good and eat better, and then it will fix all these problems. And looking back now, I know that made that so much worse, and it actually was the most unhealthy thing and mindset I could have adopted. And now all of those problems are gone. My hormones are completely imbalanced. I don't have back pain. I barely have any anxiety, and my physical and mental health have never been better. And most importantly, I'm actually so much happier than I have ever been. And in fact, if you continue holding on to this belief that certain foods are good and certain foods are bad, then you could end up end up never being able to end this control that food has over you. You could end up worrying about and stressing about food and your body and your health for the rest of your life. And you actually could end up with very serious mental or physical health issues. You could pass this good versus bad mentality onto your kids so that they're going to be worrying about this stuff constantly and thinking about it constantly and thinking they're not good enough unless they eat good enough. And, is that really what you want to be teaching your kids? If it's not a mindset and a way of being that you wouldn't want your kids to adopt, if you think it wouldn't feel good for them, then why are you doing it to yourself? So how then do we eat in the most balanced and healthiest way without guilt and without restriction? Well, first things first, I want you to remove good and bad from your vocabulary. It's like good according to whom? Bad according to whom, right? It's just meanings that we are creating, and nothing has meaning except for the meaning that we give it. So if we're the ones giving, these words good and bad, and giving food and giving everything in our life meaning, then why not choose the meanings and beliefs that empower us the most, that actually make us feel good, that actually bring us closer to health and happiness and confidence, or whatever it is that we're looking for. So this isn't like a diet, right, where you're good one day and you're bad your next. And you're bad the next. This is a completely different way of approaching food, your body, and your health, and that's why it actually works. So I want to ask you, do you really want to keep operating from this good versus bad mentality and never be able to end the control that food has over you, and constantly be stressing about if you're making the right food choice, if you're making the good food choice, and punishing yourself for making bad food choices, and being in this constant battle and constant stress? Or do you want to be the type of person who focuses on feeling good and honoring your body, and by doing so, then being able to be the person that can actually eat in a balanced way without guilt and without restriction, without having to think about it and worry about it 24/7, and actually have then the mental space and the energy to focus on the things you really care about. So I know what I'm choosing. I know what's most empowering for me to believe. And I want to ask you and give you the opportunity now to choose what's most empowering for you. And if believing and thinking that pizza is bad or certain foods are good or bad hasn't been empowering you and hasn't been making you feel good and hasn't been allowing you to live the life that you want to live, then what if you shifted your attention, instead of focusing on trying to eat good and clean and healthy and all of those things, if that's not feeling good, if that's not working, if that's not empowering you, then why not focus directly on feeling good and make that your number one intention with your eating and with your exercise choices? And I guarantee when you do that, everything will start to change, and you will be able to eat effortlessly, eat in a balanced way, without guilt, without stress, without feeling gross afterwards, and just be able to live your life and focus on what you really care about. So if this resonated with you in any way, I would love to help you get started with the next steps. And the best place to do that is to download my free 3-step guide to food and body freedom. You can grab the link below this video, but it's just a couple pages, and that guide will help you get really clear on exactly what your next steps are and some of those other myths that are holding you back from being able to live your life in a way that isn't controlled by food. So go ahead and download that, and I am excited for you to get started on this journey and to start viewing food and your body and your health in this totally new way, because I promise you it is going to change everything for you. It did for me, and it has for so many of my clients, and I am seriously just like thrilled to share this with you and get you started on this journey.